Hello, this is Pharaoh Vincent. And apologies if my voice is a little rough. I'm a bit under the weather, so I wanted to continue on my journey through the stories of various, heroes, but I just don't have the voice for that right now. Um, but there's a few things that I wanted to talk about that were more state of the game related. And I felt like recording that now, even though I'm not feeling the greatest, I'm like, whatever. We might have enough voice just for a shorter video on that. And specifically, the thing that I wanted to talk about was a bit more about like the matchmaking in Guild versus Guild. And it's not because we're losing. That doesn't bother me one bit. I just don't like the way the actual leaderboard works. So how does the leaderboard work? Period. Number one fights number two. Number three fights number four. Number five fights number six. Number seven fights 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You get the idea. You're always going to face the person beneath you, essentially, or above you, depending on if your odds or evens. Um, and so this works pretty good. Evens are always on bottom, right? So if you're the even number, look above you. That's who you're going to face tomorrow. If you are an odd number, look below you. That's who you're going to face tomorrow. Super easy. I hate it. And I'll tell you why. This setup does not ever tell you who the true number one, number two, number three, number four guilds are. You don't actually know where you rank in this top 36 or whatever it is, top 35. Because there's a finite number of guilds that can make it into Overlord, right? This isn't even like Apex territory. This is just Overlord. Because there's a finite number of spaces available, right? Top 34 guilds. It comes down to who just so happens to not be on a bad kick these last 2 to 3 weeks, right? So, for instance, let's say this week we're going to go into a losing stretch, right? Which I don't think we're going to lose all week. Probably lose this match. We'll win the next one. We'll end up somewhere higher than we were, but not like too high, top 20 ish. This week we're going to win both matches, right? In theory. This is, forgive me, I'm not 100% sure that's going to happen. Obviously, any given Sunday, right, is a phrase that basically means any team can win on any given day. You never know, but let's say hypothetically speaking, we lose this battle, we've already lost. We win this battle, win, loss, probably. Win, we might be in the top 34. And the reason I say that is because there's a good chance on your losses that you might lose 2 battles in a row, only because you're starting at your highest point before dropping down. Now, it's not always going to happen. It's not as big of a deal, really and truthfully. It's not like massively crazy. But where it does get a little annoying, and especially I think for the guys on top, right? Immortal Elite always faces number 2, meaning they probably fight the same cyclical 10 guilds at best all season long. They're going to go up against like Immortal Dawn 4 or 5 times in a season. Like, they're going to go up against the Shire 2 or 3 times. They're going to go up against, Slayers or, CLS or CL or MLG even. And I'm trying to think of all of the other ones. They're going to go up against the stronger guilds 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a season. And I don't like that either, right? Like, it doesn't give you a true 1, 2, 3 look at who the top 34 are. It's not who's the top 34. It is literally who just so happened to be on a winning streak right before the calculation hit, right? And generally, it's a 2-week winning streak. If you can get a 2-week winning streak right before the calculation, you have a good shot. But if you get a bad one, like, it's really bad. Um, so how can this be fixed? There's actually a few ways. And something that I'd love to see Moonton hopefully implement going forward or even consider. And yeah, it might be a little bit hard to code. Not sure how to do this. Again, I'm not like a technical person, I'm just giving suggestions. But it'd be pretty cool if you could limit the number of times that each guild faces each other. If you had a max of two, for instance, so you could only face Immortal Elite twice, right? Or, each guild, any guild in this list twice in a season. And if you happen to be at the twice, like let's say, Immortal Elites fought Sus twice, which I think they have actually, then it would be Mad versus Immortal Dawn. Unless that was also two, which it is. And then it would go down to like the Shire. If the Shire was at two, then it'd be MLG. And so on and so forth. And you'd literally just resolve it the same way. Like, go down until you hit somebody you haven't faced twice. Why is that important? Because guilds that are then in the higher up ranks are going to have a head to head match against each other, right? If you split it 1-on-1, then hey, it's whoever has the most points, or tiebreaker. I mean, I guess you could go by like whoever scored the most points against each other or has the best overall crystal percentage or whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter on the head to head. But if you do like a two bat match system with like a head to head being the number of points earned within each individual match and whoever has the highest total wins, bam, you're done. You can have an easy like matchmaking system to allow a true 1 through 34. Because like I see so many guilds that will like advertise like, oh, we finished 14th or whatever. I don't think these guys do it. But like we finished 14th in the season because we're so good. And it's like, well, not necessarily. Like you may be, I'm hoping to find one of these guilds, but you get the idea. Like maybe like a top 16 guild, right? Rank 16 in GVG, but like, are you though? Like you're currently 33. Do you know for sure that you're 16th, or do you know for sure that you finished 16th that one time based on being lucky? Like that doesn't give you a true 1, 2, 3. It's really what I'm trying to point out here, guys. Obviously, you don't want to do like a full tournament style, only because breaking in would be very hard. Plus, the Gladiators Gauntlet does kind of cover that for me. So, like, the good news is this does cover the kind of gauntlet style end of the season run where you can really get a better idea of how these guilds are performing. But it's just, I don't know. This is my complaint. I know I'm going to keep this real short about it. Like, I don't want to complain about the other parts of it. Just the matchmaking is really boring to me, right? And if anyone didn't know how that works, I kind of wanted to shed a light on it. Something to look forward to going forward is we're going to be posting a lot more of our guild versus guild attacks. I'm not going to be adding a lot of commentary to those videos. I'm probably just going to do some B-roll with music and go that route. Any high level guild versus guild player is going to be able to watch those attacks and probably be able to recreate them if they wanted to. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to include affiliation order and BP into this or not. Because if I take that out, then it keeps a competitive advantage for the guild, I guess. But at the same time, I don't know if I care about that much. Not that I don't care about my guild. I just think that, I don't know how much of an advantage or disadvantage it gives. So, I mean, if anyone wants to let me know down in the comments, please feel free. Like, what your preference is, I will consider it. Absolutely. I'm on the fence. But I just wanted to kind of tease what my plan is, which is I will be uploading my attacks going forward. I didn't upload this week's only because I didn't get to it. I was busy for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. If anyone wants to know, I didn't do great. I just got back into the guild and, well, crap. Oh, hang on. Those are all my defenses, which I did okay. I did 11 and 5 on defense. But yeah, I think I went 1 and 7 on attack. Yeah. I don't know. I had good strategies going into it. I had good strategies. I tested all my defenses against mirrors. It just so happens that the real thing did a little bit better than my mirrors set me up for. And it's not the mirror's fault. It's just, you know, gear differences, awakening differences, skill differences. These things matter in guild versus guild. I'm not going to know my opponents completely, but I will say that, like, you know, having a chance to practice a strategy and then try it out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's always fun to try. So, with that, I will say I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on the next one.